I think the SEC is looking out for Josh Heupel because Tennessee fans enjoy this. You're not going to be able to complain that much longer about the establishment of college football hating you because Josh Heupel's too entertaining to watch. They want Josh Heupel to do well.
Okay, well, that leads us to 4 downs. How about that? We get to 4 downs where we will discuss the winners of the latest schedule. 4 downs today brought to you by our friends at Craft Treats, crafttreats.com.
4 downs. 4 questions. 4 answers. The Dave Hooker Show.
4
downs. A presentation of offthehooksports.com.
All right, so 4 downs. Let's take a look at what I believe are the 4 winners of the SEC schedule that was announced last night. So I want to go ahead and start with Tennessee because you led us in that direction. So Cooper Mays, Tennessee center, and a part of Off the Hook Sports. Let's go ahead and get it rolling with first down.
Coop here, first down.
Did the SEC look out for Tennessee because if Tennessee's better as a football program, the SEC and college football is better? Do you think they looked out for Tennessee, or is this just how it felt? That's first down.
I think they looked out for Tennessee. I think they looked out for Tennessee because Josh Heupel hasn't rubbed anybody the wrong way. So he hasn't rubbed any SEC officials the wrong way. The college football world needs Tennessee to be good. And most importantly, Tennessee's fun to watch. I mean, being fun to watch matters. Okay, we used to talk about
anybody watch the NBA Finals would agree with you.
Exactly. There's a reason that Jokic gets snubbed a lot of times. He's the best player in the NBA by far. He ain't the most fun player to watch.
No, he is not a highlight reel at all.
And Dave, you know this covering when all the SEC teams got snubbed in different ways in the 90s, Florida was the one SEC team that was a Mia darling. They got all the love. Why? Because Spurrier's offenses were fun to watch, and Spurrier himself was fun to interview.
That's true. But a lot of Alabama fans in the 90s thought that Tennessee got the better end of several deals because Roy Kramer lived in Maryville and he was the SEC commissioner back then. So I don't know that I believe it back then. I do believe, though, that the SEC wants Tennessee to be good. And you can take that as you want. I know we've got fans from other schools, but I believe that. Let's go to second down. Coop, what do we got?
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
Thanks, Coop. Did the SEC look out for Georgia? Georgia at home will play Auburn, Florida, Mississippi State, Tennessee away, Alabama, Kentucky, Ole Miss, and Texas. Did they look out, the SEC office, for the preeminent program in college football at this moment?
No, I think this was a random draw, honestly. I do. I don't think they have an incentive to look out for Georgia. The SEC is loaded with teams that are going to be fine next year. They don't need Georgia to carry them. I think it just happened that way. And also, we talk about fun to watch versus not fun to watch. Georgia's the anti-Tennessee. They're dominant, but they're not fun, and they're not dominant in a fun way. They are the most boring, dominant team, the way Alabama was in the early 2010s. You don't want that if you're SEC or college football.
Yeah, with road games to Alabama and Texas, I don't think they looked out for them. I would still have them as a winner, though. In this, would you agree that they're a winner?
Yeah, yes, they're absolutely a winner. I mean, they are the winner. Nobody got a better draw than Georgia, even with the road games to Alabama and Texas.
But it's funny you don't think it was orchestrated. Why?
Yeah, okay, I don't think it was orchestrated because, look, I think there were 3 premier teams long term. There are 4 premier long term teams in the SEC right now, Dave. I think the 4 premier teams are Georgia, Alabama, LSU, and Tennessee. If you're one of those premier teams, it gets hard to get a hard draw because you can't play yourself.
Fair point. Before we get to third down, I'll remind you, support our sponsors, crafttreats.com. They have the chill pills with the CBD derivative for your pet, the best pet treats you can find on the internet. And with the CBD derivatives, they can help your pet with arthritis, anxiety, or digestive issues. And crafttreats.com is fantastic. Not only the chill pills with CBD, they've got other products as well. Your pet will be happy that you went to crafttreats.com. Use the promo code Off the Hook to get 20% off. Off the Hook, 20% off. Support our sponsors. We greatly appreciate that. Third down, Caleb Calhoun and Cooper Mays. What do you got?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
Yes. Okay. LSU. Are they a winner? I say hands down. Home, Alabama, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt. So they get Oklahoma at home. That's the big change in the schedule. Away, Arkansas, Florida, South Carolina, Texas A&M. I don't know if they're going to be a winner in 2025 and beyond, because Texas A&M could fire Jimbo Fisher, and A&M could end up being really good because of the money and the talent level in that state. But as same thing for Florida, I could say that as well. But when I look at LSU for 2024, I think they're a big winner in this thing. Florida's trying to find themselves. They should beat Arkansas. I think they're a more talented team than South Carolina. Texas A&M is really trying to find themselves. And then you have Alabama at home, and your added opponent was Oklahoma, and that's at home as well. I think they're a big winner. Agree? Disagree?
Gigantic winner.
We're supposed to disagree on some of these things,
No,
Calhoun. What are you doing to me?
I'm sorry, but here's the funny thing with LSU, though. They could have been more of a winner. So for those who don't know, so LSU has a lot of rivalries that the SEC's tried to force that hasn't happened naturally. Right now, it's Texas A&M. Another one is Arkansas. Neither one of those are really natural rivalries, if you know LSU football. Their most natural rivalries are then you have the LSU-Florida rivalry, which has its own history, and LSU-Alabama, which was the stakes in the SEC. But there's no regional natural rivalry. So historically, long-term, their two biggest ones are actually the two Mississippi schools, Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Because, as you know, Dave, that southwestern part of the original SEC, Louisiana and Mississippi, that border is very interchangeable. The culture is very, very similar right around there along the Gulf Coast. And they lost Mississippi State, which would have been an easy game, and they picked up, I think, probably South Carolina in Mississippi State's place. So it could have been easier.
Before we get to fourth down, the first comment that I've seen, at least from Top Troop, I do not want to hear anything about these other teams having an easy patch of the championship. Why not us? Go Vols. So I think maybe unlike some people who like to gripe on Twitter, that Top Troop sees it as we do, and that is Tennessee got a fantastic draw. Let's go to fourth down. Cooper Mays, what down again, sir?
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. Fourth down.
Thank you, Coop. Fourth down is this: Texas A&M, home, Arkansas, LSU, Missouri, and Texas away, Auburn, Florida, Mississippi State, South Carolina. I don't know that it says anything about the future of Jimbo Fisher or the Aggies, but I think Texas A&M is a winner. You?
Yes, but they're not the biggest winner in Texas. But yes, they're a winner.
Okay, here we go then. So fourth down, I'm changing it on the fly. Who is the biggest winner in Texas? What about that for an audible, Coop? Do you like that?
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
Go. All right. So Texas is the biggest winner?
Texas is the biggest winner. Let's just look at this Texas draw for a minute. By the way, now they're both close, because here's what I want to bring this up real quick. North Texas A&M is one of the 4 premier teams in the SEC right now as a program. You know how lucky those two schools are to only play one premier program each? Texas plays Georgia and Texas A&M plays LSU. Those are the only premier programs either of them plays, which is hilarious. They both avoid Alabama. They both avoid Tennessee. But Texas is getting Georgia at home. They're also getting Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma on the road. Literally outside of Georgia, I think every one of those programs, the only program that may not fire their coach in 2024 is Kentucky.
It's true. Yeah. All right. I mean, this is like giddy fun. Have you thought about this? I mean, Caleb, is there a way? I don't think you can do this, but the NFL does it, a schedule reveal. The NFL's goal about 10 years ago, maybe before that, was to have an event each and every month. And they've pretty much done that, whether it's guys reporting for OTAs or whatever. So the SEC, we've seen, that's why they moved SEC Media Days up to July, the middle of July. And I think it's fallen into place too with early signing periods and all that and transfers. And now June is a recruiting month. But is there a way that the SEC could put together a schedule reveal in mid-June each and every year? Or they have, I guess they have to set it, right?
Well, once they do the 3-6 format, which me and you are very confident they're going to get to eventually, even if they couldn't this year, you're going to know who they're playing on a year-over-year basis.
I know, but this is fun.
Okay, and the NFL does set the dates, so the SEC could set the dates in June. They could be like, we're going to do the scheduling reveal in June. And I mean, I think that would be fun. And also when they go to ESPN next year, locked in with ESPN, they could do they could reveal like one set TV game is already set. The time is already set for one game every week of the year.